Hey guys, and welcome back to a new accumulation zone trade recap. Today we will be recapping the price action on US30 on a 5-minute time frame, and I would say let's get started straight away with this London kill zone trade recap. So right before the session, here at 1:55 a.m. New York local time, outside or basically before our London opening for the London kill zone, basically the timing window that we specifically trade, we received a short signal right here. We had a bearish stochastic RSI crossover. We closed below the VWAP with a white candle colored by the Scalper Pro. So we would have received an entry here, but because it is not inside of our kill zone, I did not take it. I stick to the rules every time. So knowing that we could get a potential entry on the very next candle, I already prepared myself. And that's what you should do as well. So I usually have my little tool here to determine my stop loss. Very likely if we would have gotten an entry, let's say somewhere around this level or maybe on a little pullback and the candle is still colored in white, I would have entered into this trade. So let's see what we've actually got. Because the very next candle, if I remember correctly, yes, has been a massive bullish candle to the upside. So this is not ideal and it's not a valid short entry anymore. And if you would have entered early on before the start of the session, so the first candle that we would enter on would be the close of this 2 a.m. candle. So it did not work out. Let's wait for the next candle, because on the very next candle we received an entry short. So I placed my entry right here at the close of this candle, and I really wanted to go for the stop for the swing high right here, 20 pips or even 21 pips, but I felt like that's a little bit too big for the entry at 2 a.m. So I decided to go for the ATR band stop loss. I did not really want to place it on the VWAP right here because that would have been a little bit too small. So if we hide our chart here, I place my stop loss right here at the ATR for a 15 pips stop loss. Yep, 15 pips if we look at the dashboard right here. Let's color the charts again. So this gives me enough room for price to maybe retest the VWAP right around this level here to not get stopped out. But even if you would have placed your entry at the swing high, that would still be valid. But I try to reduce my stops as much as I can, so my take profit target overall is not too far away. And ideally, because there's no wick to the downside telling me that there's momentum to the downside currently, we are going enter into this market and we're trying to catch this momentum to the downside. And yes, this is also a valid entry because we received our crossover right here at 155. This is our first candle with the crossover, our second candle after the crossover, and our third candle close after the crossover happened right here. So at 205 we still had a valid entry according to the rules. I got into the short trade, and as we can see with the very next candle, my idea with chasing the momentum has been right. We already hit our 1 to 1.5 risk to reward, so my stop has been moved to break even, waiting for my take profit to be hit, which worked out with the very next candle. So this was our first winning trade. I shared this already on the community section on YouTube and on our Twitter, also on our Discord server. And right here we can see this trade on our Discord. This is based when we all get started right here at the beginning of the session, where I said no entry at the open for me on US30 yet, because we got this bullish engulfing candle. But then very shortly we got this entry short, 1 ATR stop here, catching the momentum. And by the time I posted this, because the candle dropped so quickly, the candle was already down right here. But you don't really need me to post the trades on the Discord, and I think our community knows that as well. We had our members profiting very nicely right here. Profit target hit right here for Ulrich as well. And yeah, alright, so now we saw that during the next half an hour or so, we continued to pull back. So we hit our take profit target. We're now 2% in profit for the day, and we continued pulling back to the VWAP. And right here we can see that we have been perfectly rejected by that VWAP. And also we see that all our rules are still valid, except the stochastic RSI, and we're waiting for the stochastic RSI to print our signal, because the candle color is still bearish, here colored in white, and we're still below the VWAP. Yet we are only 10 minutes away, or 2 more candles, before the London opening takes place, which is usually quite volatile. So let's have a look, and we're still preparing for a possible short. So with the very next candle right here, 5 minutes before the London opening, we have been triggered into an entry. So I entered right here at this candle's close, and this time I used the ATR indicator because, as I mentioned yesterday in our video, that I don't like to place my stop loss exactly on the VWAP, because especially with the London opening right here, the probability of it maybe touching it or just going up towards the VWAP, with spread I would already be out of trade, but I try to avoid that. So this time I used the ATR indicator to give me a little bit of breathing room above the VWAP. Not significantly, but certainly enough, because we started to see maybe this swing high has already formed. So we're looking at a 2-to-1 risk to reward target all the way right here to the downside. And let's see how that would have played out. Let's turn off the ATR indicator. So the next candle is going to be the London Open, where we expect some volatility, and we already saw this opening gap to the downside. We closed this candle right here, and we opened up the next candle at 3 AM right here to the downside. We went up back to the VWAP, and this is exactly the reason why I chose to place my stop loss on the ATR right here, because it's likely to go back to the VWAP and then ideally reject from that level. But if we place our stop loss exactly on the VWAP, spread would have taken you out right here. So let's get rid of the ATR bands indicator again and see how this trade would have played out. We see that we already, now we did not hit our 1 to 1.5 risk to reward level yet, which is right here at this blue line. Let's go back down to our 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. We see we're struggling basically hitting our take profit target, but yet I think right here on this candle we hit our 1 to 1.5 risk to reward. So our stops are now at break even, exactly at the point where we entered on. And we actually got another short opportunity right here, but we did not take it since we're already in the trade. Alright, let's wait and see. And right here on this candle, we have been stopped out at break even, making this a break even trade, where we did not lose anything and we also didn't make anything. So as of right now, we're still up 2%. So let's see, because right here, once we have been taken out at break even, we immediately rejected again. And we can also see that our stochastic RSI is about to cross over, very likely on the very next candle. And we have been rejected by the VWAP this whole time. So let's see how that would have went. Right here on this candle, we would have received a new short opportunity where we could have placed our stop loss right here at the swing high for a 20 pip stop loss. We see this wick to the downside and we have bounced off this area quite a few times. Not that it really matters, you don't have to know that, but we just want to be cautious and we don't want to place a too small stop loss. Even the VWAP would have been fine according to what I consider valid. So let's have a look. If we go down to a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, we see our take profit is down all the way here. Let's see how that would have played out. And we see we already hit our 1 to 1.5. We rejected again. And we continued further to the downside. Right here. So this would have been our trading day. We had 2 winning trades and 1 trade stopped out at break even. So yeah. That's basically it for this London kill zone. And to all the community members who are on our Discord server and who traded this London kill zone this morning live with me, you will notice a difference, because I did not get stopped out at break even here, or yes, actually I did, but because a friend of mine called me, he just got out of the hospital, and I don't know, this messed up this trade right here in the middle, because I'm currently trading a My Forex Funds Funded Account Challenge. I am looking at the Pepperstone US30 chart, and if we're exactly looking at this chart, we can see that I entered right here on this candle close and I placed my stop loss right here at this swing high. And for some reason, I did not get stopped out right here, I had my stop loss a little bit higher because I usually round up my stop. So I was looking at 17 pips stop loss right here. For some reason, right here at 305, I did not get stopped out by this candle's wick. So I have been in that trade. And if we take a close look, my 1 to 1.5 on Pepperstone has never been hit. But at the same time, right here on our 8-cap chart, our 1 to 1.5 risk reward, first of all, our stop loss hasn't even been that big if you really take a close look. So if we would have placed our stop loss exactly at the VWAP, things should have worked out. So there's a broker difference, definitely. So I backtested this whole strategy on the 8-cap chart, but because I'm currently trading a My Forex Funds account challenge, I am looking at the Pepperstone chart because prices tend to be more accurate to what I see on my phone when I execute my trades. So as we can see right here, this trade would have never hit break even for me during live trading. So right here, this should have been a winning trade, but this phone call, I wanted to be out of the trade, mess up my second trade right here because I closed to that break even. I really wanted to take the time and not be basically obsessed with waiting if the trade hits my break even level and then tell my friend who just got out of the hospital to, yeah, basically hang on a second. I'm doing something really important here because nothing is as important as your health. So, yeah, but that's reality, and that's what I consider the reality gap. So theoretically, I should have profited 6% today, but not unfortunately, but due to the phone call, I could not capitalize on the second trade. But here, this is just a good difference to witness the broker difference, because right here, our 1 to 1.5 would have been hit, even if we went for the ATR. Let's have a look at it again. ATR with 1.25 period, placing our stop loss right here at the ATR. Same as we would have on our Pepperstone chart. Let's turn on the ATR bands. It would have actually been right here at the VWAP. I think that's the reason why I chose this swing high on the Pepperstone chart, which hit our take profit and never touched our 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio, which is sitting exactly right here at this red line before that. Alright, I hope I made this clear. So I actually, on my funded account, did not get into the trade right here, because at this point in time, I would have theoretically still been in the trade, and I was also still on that phone call. I got back somewhere around this area, and we received the entry signal right here. This is being done with the new Scalping Pro overlay update, showing you the strategy signals right here. So we received the signal. I placed my stop loss based on the ATR bands indicator for a 15.5 pip stop loss, which also hit our 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio very quickly and continued further to the downside. But this is outside of our session, so I did not consider taking any trades outside of our London kill zone. And right here, let's have another look at our accumulation zone Discord server, which you definitely should join if you're already watching this video, because we are super active currently during the London kill zone, especially during London, also during New York. But the London kill zone is really our thing here on our Discord server, and I really enjoy it being here on a daily basis. And you can also see, that's by the way the equity curve on my Forex Funds challenge. And right here you can see that I'm preparing for the possible entry opportunity, and I basically gave the call before the entry happened right here. And because we got our entry right here on this candle, enjoy the day, blah blah blah, nice London session right here. Yeah, it's really great, our Discord server, so definitely make sure to join us on Discord, because you're gonna learn a lot more about the strategy and in general about the accumulation zone. And you can also ask me any questions on our Discord server. So overall, today has been a very profitable day during the London kill zone, the kill zone that I'm currently focusing on, because during New York I usually don't have all the time or the whole 3-hour window to trade it, and also most of the times we have high news impact. But in our backtesting we can still see that the New York kill zone on US 30 is still profitable, even though I think that there might be better pairs to trade during the New York session timing than the US indices. right here. But overall, we can say it has been a very profitable session. Right here on the Pepperstone chart, we could have nicely had a profit of 6%. But unfortunately, reality stepped in, and I was only able to manage or capture a net profit of 4% for the day, which is still perfect. So yeah, overall, I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you have learned something new. And if you did, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also give this video a like. And if you haven't yet, claim your free trial of the Scalping Pro. It's really worth it, especially since if you already clicked on this video by chance, for example, if you haven't been alerted from our Discord server and you aren't a community member already, give it a try. It's a free trial anyway, and it's really worth it. You saw the results on our Discord server from all the members that are currently already profiting with the strategy. So yeah, stop missing out, and I hope I can help as many traders as possible with this very simple trading strategy. Alright guys, take care, and I will see you again on Discord during the London Kill Zone tomorrow or in tomorrow's trade recap. Take care and trade safe.